Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
Very annoying if it does. Of course, it's Zacian yet again. What a surprise. Okay. Well, chances are he's going to be playing Arven turn 1 here. To get his combo off. Of course. Of course. Eat shit. Fucking shit. You have to discard the fucking dark energy now too. This is really annoying. I mean, he doesn't have Postwig yet, so it's fine. Most he can do is put 30 on Ralts. Surfer. Resting. He's going for Postwig. Didn't get it. Alright, at least we survived that turn. That was huge. So now we can at least get Rare Candy Gardevoir here. Alright, pretty good turn. Pretty good turn. Yeah, he didn't have choice band, that kind of saved me. Big time. Okay, Arvind. No boss. TM Evo this turn. Gonna try and power this up so he can take out my Gardevoir in one shot with Brave Slash. Kind of need a way to get my Scream Tail moving here. That kind of helped. Not. Actually, with the monkey. Get the monkey. At least we have a chance to get Gardevoir back out if he attacks Garde here. Boss, yeah, shocking. He needs... What a surprise. We get Gardevoir, we get Mew restart here, which is good. Turo basically, but Arm is kind of nice as well. Would have been nice to have energy instead, but... Few energies to go after what here? This way, if they take out Scream Tail, they're gonna have boss again, which I'm sure they have. But it can't use Brave Slash again this turn, unless it retreats. They can knock out Zacian here, give me the third energy, Tight one. We can potentially take 3 prizes here. Potentially. If they get 3 on here, they have boss in hand. Ain't no way, dude. Come on. Okay, let's... Alright, so... I'm trying to leave no damage on board, that's fine. We have to knock this out. So Mew is probably the better of the 2 options to do. Oh, fuck me, I did this wrong. Fuck me. Do it with fucking Gardevoir now. Fuck. Fine, act. Wait, what's in the discard pile? So if I put up Gardevoir, Gardevoir is going to go down instantly to Zacian. So we're going to force them to have boss here, I guess. No, it doesn't matter. Not enough. 60 times 3. 2040. Is that enough? How much damage is that? I guess we're YOLOing it. Fuck me. I fucked this up so bad. I fucked this up so fucking bad. It's over anyways. I don't know why I promoted Mew. I should not have promoted Mew. I should have promoted Mimikyu or Gardevoir and retreated and got the energy down and then attacked with Mew. Or at least had damage to attack with Drifloon. I fucked this up. I could have taken out Cramorant. I could have taken out Zacian. Now I'm just screwed. Because they're just gonna boss up Gardevoir and it's gonna be over. I'm fucking so pissed at myself. Like, why did I fucking play like garbage? Okay, let's not boss, that's good. At least that's fine. But I mean, now we just lose to Zacian. Good. Not good. Okay, Chrome, don't be stupid. And promote Garde. Search helps. What does this do for us? We can counter catcher. Does that help me? A little bit. We can actually use Budew here efficiently. I have to hope they don't have like fucking Turos or something stupid. Because they're gonna get item locks, so there's no switch opportunity for them. You get Screamtail back. Need Screamtail back. An attack with Dynamic Press. Honestly, it's not bad for us, to be honest. Okay, Anna's fine, whatever. Counter Catcher's really good, actually. Then we had 10 more damage on that fucking... Actually, we win the game. Counter Catcher. Yeah, we win the game with Counter Catcher here, actually. Holy shit. That's crazy. Insane. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. It's even though we're going down to 2, we just Counter Catcher for this anyways, because we still win. Insane. Actually wild. Holy cow. Alright. Despite our huge fucking misplay earlier in the game, we pieced it back together. Jesus Christ. That was really bad. I'm gonna break it down because we almost lost this game really badly. We almost lost this game incredibly bad, so let's take a look at it. Mimikyu actually did help us out immensely here. Yeah, 4 game too. 4 game, insane. So having Mew is very important to our success in this matchup. So a couple of different things. So we started Ralts. Incredible that we got the Gardevoir out when we did, because like we almost had the game end before it finished here. So we have to attach the energy to Mimikyu. Number one, like I love starting Mimikyu as my Pokemon, because going first, having Mimikyu, I keep highlighting the wrong Pokemon. Going first, having Mimikyu with energy in hand, you attach. So on the second turn, you can either retreat Mimikyu for something else, or you attach and attack with Ghost Eye. Really solid. It's an amazing starting Pokemon. I love having Mimikyu as my starter, especially when you don't know what the matchup is, and if they're playing something like Hops. They just can't instantly knock out your Mimikyu, which is really nice. So that was pretty solid there. We end up getting just the energy attached. We don't really do a whole lot. We don't get... we have the Ralts on the bench anyway, so we don't put anything else down. We put the monkey down, that's it. So our opponent here kind of gets the nuts Hops turn here. Also, this deck has been going extremely well into Hops Archaludon for some reason. But this was like Hops Metang, which is even scarier to be honest, but... so Hops Bag gets Cramorant down, gets the Snorlax down, bosses up the Ralts. This could have been game right here. We could have just lost game instantly here if my opponent had either Postwick down or had Defiance Band. This game is over right before it starts. So they do 60 damage here, just barely not knocking out Ralts. But the problem is even if we evolve to Kirlia this turn, it's 30 HP. It has 30 HP left, so Zacian just knocks it out, and we don't get the Gardevoir out. We literally need to get Rare Candy Gardevoir this specific turn right now. So we end up getting something very fortunate for us to extend the turn, and again, we needed our opponent to not draw something. So unfortunately, because we have to retreat, we cannot attach this to Munkidori. That would have been ideal. Attaching the Dark Energy to Monkey, at least getting Ralts out of range. but we can't attach and retreat. So if we have Ralts in the active slot, it's getting knocked out. So we end up playing Mew to the bench. We get Lively Stadium, which saves the Ralts. And again, we cannot evolve it to Kirlia because it will just go down to 90 HP again, and the cycle continues. So again, every situation was we needed to retreat Ralts. We needed to make sure that Ralts did not get knocked out the following turn, and we put Mimikyu back in the active slot. We restart and we get Secret Box. Secret Box is going to be the key to getting us out of this absolute lock that we're in right now. So we needed one more turn because we only had 3 cards in hand, including Secret Box. We couldn't play it yet. We had to wait the following turn to play Secret Box, and we needed Ralts to survive just one single turn. So if our opponent gets anything at all to bump the stadium, if it gets Postwick, it's over. If he has bosses, it's over. So 2 things we do not want to see here. So he plays Ultra Ball, gets 2 energies in the discard pile, draws a Beldum, puts a Beldum to the bench, plays Energy Recycler to get the energy back in the deck. He plays Surfer. Thank God he played Surfer and not Boss. So he plays Surfer, retreats to the Beldum to kind of throw up something to have me attack into, and then ends the turn. This was the best possible scenario, because if he bumps our stadium and attacks, then we lose Ralts, we lose the game instantly. So our turn 3. So our turn 3, we draw Iono. Unfortunately, we have to throw away Iono and research on this turn, but it's absolutely necessary because we need to play Arven. We need to play Arven this turn because there's no other way we continue playing this game. We just lose. So we get Arven, we get Rare Candy from the Secret Box, we get fodder to throw away. Artisan is actually going to be working for us, so Artisan we grab initially for fodder. Arven grabs us the rest of our fodder, so we grab an Ultra Ball and we grab the Vengeful Punch. Vengeful Punch, as much as it's nice to have, in this situation, we don't need it. So we don't need Vengeful Punch, we don't need TM Evolution anymore, because both of those are not going to be helpful for us. So we go ahead and Ultra Ball away the Vengeful Punch, Ultra Ball away the TM Evo, we Rare Candy into Gardevoir, and that saves us at least. Now we at least have a Gardevoir, we can have a little bit of breathing room. We're okay for now, right? So we can bump the Lively Stadium with ease. We get rid of their basic Pokemon's boosted HPs because now we're in relative go mode. We have no energy in the discard pile. We have very little energy in the discard pile right now, so that's kind of working against us. So we have to Artisan. We get Screamtail down. I really wish Screamtail could have done a little bit more, but Screamtail's damage was actually significant for when we did it here. So we restart for 3. We get the Psychic Energy, so just more Psychic Energies that we need. We attach that to Mimikyu, which gets us the knockout initially here. So we can attach onto there. We have Ghost Eye for the 70 HP knockout on their first Beldum. So that's very good for us because it denies them a Metang for a turn here, which is solid, and it forces them to have to do something next turn, which is very good. So 70 HP knockout. We get the energy off of the clutch restart Zacian back in the active slot. So we get Beldum down. He's going to play Night Stretcher, get a Hop's Choice Band here, so he's going to get online with that. Night Stretcher's the second Beldum, and he is going to opt for TM Evolution. Very solid option, right? You're going to get 2 Metangs out now, and I don't really have a good way to attack into Zacian because 2 of my energies are locked into my Mimikyu, and so I don't really have a good option to take out Zacian unless I get another energy. I attach it to Mew, and then I do something like, I don't know, Turo's the Mimikyu and have an attack with Mew, right? Pretty tall order for me to do on that turn. So he's pretty safe to go ahead and TM Evo this turn, not waste putting energy down. So we restart, we get Counter Catcher. Chances that we get something off of this fairly slim, but we want to do it anyways to see what we can get. Counter Catcher not super useful right now, so we can just go ahead and play Iono, and we refresh our hand, which is nice. Having just 2 cards in hand is kind of unfortunate. So we play the Iono, we shuffle back in the Buddy Poffin, which we can't use, and the Counter Catcher, which we can't use. We get a Night Stretcher off of it, so we get Night Stretcher, Ultra Ball, Munkidori, Kirlia, and we get Iono, another Iono as well. So pretty solid refresh there. We also get to evolve our Ralts that was on the bench from the previous turn into a Kirlia, which is going to be a very important thing. This is going to be game saving right here. The fact that we have a Kirlia and a Gardevoir on the bench now, this is imperative because we're going to lose Gardevoir instantly. Like, as soon as he gets his Zacian powered up, it is swinging for enough damage. It will just go ahead and blast our Gardevoir into oblivion. Nothing that we can do about it. So we Adrenabrain energy, we Adrenabrain damage off of Gardevoir, so we start threatening Metang. I could have done this differently too. I could have put this onto the Cramorant, I suppose. Would have been an option, but I wanted to start threatening their energy turbo a little bit here. So probably better spent to put it on the Metang, or probably better spent to put it on the oh my god, what do you call it? Cramorant, but is what it is. We choose what we do in the moment. So so he goes for Metal Maker. He gets 1 energy onto Zacian in the active slot. Choice Band. Postwick goes down, so again he gets the God combo. He gets Exodia going here as boss's orders. So he had literally everything in hand. He had the Choice Band, he had Postwick, and he had boss off of the Iono. Very unfortunate for us, but we know how that goes. Pulls up the Gardevoir, and as we expected, you know, gets the Metal Maker onto the Cramorant. Does 330 damage with his Brave Slash here. 330 damage onto Gardevoir. It doesn't even matter if Gardevoir had damage on it or not. It's getting knocked out, obviously. Good night, Gardevoir. So Ralts goes into the Ralts gets discarded. Blah blah blah. We put Mimikyu back into the active slot here. Mimikyu's damage is going to be significant here as well. So we'll get into that in a little bit. So we Ultra Ball here. We get Gardevoir. So as much as this would have been nice to be an energy, we didn't get energy, so we have to play what we have. Bravery Charm, sort of lose it. Munkidori, kind of sort of lose it, but we needed Gardevoir back out. We get Gardevoir back out. He doesn't have a very good way to knock out Garde on the follow-up turn unless he has a bunch of switching options, which he's already played a Surfer, so he doesn't exactly have a very easy way to get his Zacian back into the active and going right away. So we restart for 2. We get 2 cards. We get the Psychic Energy, which is a little bit unfortunate because it would have been nice to have some Psychic in the discard pile. We still have no Psychic in the discard pile. I think at this point, is this because I played Mew into the active slot? No, I put Mimikyu into the that was a gaffe that I'm gonna cover here in a moment. So we Iono this turn, put the Iono on the bottom of the deck, so we only had 2 Ionos in hand. We get a bunch of energy finally, so now we're starting to get energy in hand. We get the Earthen Vessel, we have the Dark Energy, we have the Night Stretcher. So Night Stretcher gets us second Munkidori. We get Munkidori damage. The damage that was on Munkidori over to the Metang. Again, probably better spent to put it on the Cramorant, but is what it is. We're looking at getting rid of his Energy Turbo because that's a big threat on the field. Mimikyu retreats to the bench. We have 1 energy left on Mimikyu. Screamtail goes into the active slot. So the purpose of Screamtail going active here is we're not gonna take knockouts on anything this turn. That's not the purpose of this turn. So the purpose of this turn is to set up future KOs without taking away anything on the bench. So while it would have been a smart idea for me to put damage on the Cramorant, I also didn't want to free up space for him to put more things down on the bench. So him having himself bench locked right now is kind of fine, which means no Fezandipity draw. I don't know if he plays Fez in this list, but he has no room for Fezandipity. So if I can go ahead and lock his bench for as long as possible while setting up a multitude of KOs with Adrenabrains later on in the game, that is better for me. I am happy with that. So we go ahead and Roaring Scream. That puts the Cramorant within 1 Munkidori worth of damage onto his bench, and then that works for me. So we have the ability to generate our own damage counters. We don't have to rely on him leaving damage on board for us, so we go ahead and generate our own stuff. 80 damage on Cram means a guaranteed knockout whenever we want it. Trust Your Pilot here plays, goes for Nest Ball, Hops, Choice Band. So the Nest Ball, I assumed this was going to be something else. He goes ahead and gets Zacian. I mean, it's understandable. Zacian's a very powerful attacker in this deck. So he goes ahead and gets Zacian. This is not a boss's orders, so we're going to lose the 2 energy that are on Screamtail, which is good because now we're getting 2 energy back in the discard pile. It's going to be very important. This coming turn was one I kind of fucked up on, and so I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for that, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Goes and gets 3 energies onto his Hops Zacian on the bench. Gets a second Hop Zacian set up, which is going to be extremely scary for us. So the Screamtail here gets blown out by the Insta Strike on Hop Zacian. Hop's using Brave Slash last turn, cannot use Brave Slash this turn, so we know that Gardevoir is at least safe for a turn here. Gardevoir gets to be in danger territory the following turn because now Brave Slash is online once again. So Mimikyu Safeguard prevents damage here. So again, trust your pilot. It's down to, does not take 2 prizes here. Because, well, not that he would anyways, because he's attacking the benched Screamtail. He's attacking the benched Mimikyu for 30. He doesn't, the purposes of attacking the Mimikyu here is he doesn't want to leave damage on board. The problem is Gardevoir can generate its own damage, so it doesn't matter if he attacks something and puts damage on it or doesn't put damage on it. It's probably better for him if he actually does pick a target that can get damaged, because then it's a bit more awkward for me if I have to take damage off of something like Mew, for example. Because right now, I can put 60 damage on Mew, and I can take 60 damage off of Mew. Whereas if he put 30 damage on Mew, I'd have existing 30 damage on Mew, even if I took 60 off. So again, neither here nor there, but maybe, you know, just getting in muscle memory to not leave damage counters on board makes sense. Knocks out the Screamtail. This was my mistake. I should have promoted Mimikyu. The reason I should have promoted Mimikyu is because I only had 2 energy in the discard pile that were Psychic. The 3rd energy that could have been Psychic was on Mimikyu. If I promoted Mimikyu on this turn, this would have been a much different turn. Although, who's to say it could have been worse. But this makes things a bit more awkward for me, and this could have cost me the game. Thankfully, it did not. Thankfully, it did not. So we'll go over that as well. So Night Stretcher gets us the second Monkey. Monkey with the Dark Energy go down. We Nest Ball here. We get Drifloon. So, again, 3rd energy could have got us a KO with Drifloon here, which would have been very cool to do, but we don't end up doing that. We end up having to settle for 120 damage because I fucked up on the math. Doesn't really matter, though, because I don't want to put Gardevoir up to take 330 damage. That would just dispel the game. Like, that would call game at that point. So I have to have an alternate attacker. Monkey's only doing 60. At least with the 120 damage, we're forcing them to have to think twice about using this current Zacian right now as an attacker. So he goes ahead and just Insta Strikes again. So he doesn't retreat his Zacian here. He just attacks into that. Gets the Hop's Choice Band. So he's basically setting up a checkmate at this point. He's got 2 Hops Zacians, 2 Choice Bands on both of them. He's got them both fully powered up, ready to go for their Brave Slashes. We cannot afford to let them have access to Gardevoir at this point. So he's going to go down to 2 prizes here by knocking out Drifloon. And attacks into Mimikyu so he can prevent the damage from being put on the bench again here. So we have to do something very, very funky here to kind of further our board state. Our last best hope right now is Budew. This is our only chance, because we have to force him to either play Turo to get Snorlax out of the active slot, because he can't play Switch, or he's going to have to forego playing Turo and attack with a Snorlax and use Boss or something like that. So we're going to make this very awkward for him by playing Item Lock super late in the game. We attach an energy to Gardevoir on the bench, because now, next turn, if Budew gets knocked out, we can at least get more energy in the discard pile so that we can start playing with that a little bit more. We research 2 more energy in the discard pile. We counter Catcher, bring the Snorlax into the active. Budew to the bench. We retreat Gardevoir. We manually attach to Gardevoir, retreat Gardevoir to the bench. Budew's in the active slot. So we Psychic Embrace 20, 40, 60. We put 60 damage onto Mew. We're going to make use of our Monkey's damage our Monkey abilities this turn. So we Adrenabrain 30 damage over to Cramorant. That one gets knocked out, so we take a prize here, and then we Adrenabrain, oh my gosh, 30 damage over to Hop Zacian that already had, I think that had 0 damage counters on it. So we put 30 on the one that had no damage counters on it, and we put, and we have the other one within, I think, 50 HP or 40 or 50 HP. So then we hit Hop Snorlax for 10 with Itchy Pollen. So now, he has no access to items, so he cannot play anything to get his energy back. He cannot play anything to use Switch or anything like that to get his Snorlax out easily. He's going to have to commit Turo to get a Snorlax out. He can't play Scoop Up Cyclone or whatever have you. He cannot play any of those. So we lock him, item lock him at this critical moment because we need one more turn. One more turn and we have games. So he's going to have to find a way to either deal with the fact that he has to attack into Budew. There's no viable... I guess there was a viable option if he turboed his Snorlax and he had Boss. He could knock out Mew, I believe. I'm going to see what his damage on Snorlax here is. I think that might have been his only option for game, is if he had Boss and he had hit all of his stuff off Metal Maker. So he goes ahead and plays an energy onto Snorlax, which shows that he is probably going to be attacking with Snorlax. Yeah, so if he actually did have Boss, he would have won the game there. So Hop's Choice Band he gets onto Snorlax means that Snorlax can attack for 2 energy. Metal Maker gets an energy on Snorlax, so he's already good to go for Snorlax. He plays Iono. That seals game for us, because no Boss means that we win. No Boss's orders means that we win at this point, basically. Because off of the Iono, we draw Counter Catcher, which that was the Counter Catcher we put at the bottom of the deck at the start of the game, by the way. So all the way back there, Counter Catcher goes to the bottom of the deck, and we get Counter Catcher at the critical moment that we needed it. Counter Catcher will win us the game at this point now. So Metal Maker shuffles the cards, goes ahead and attacks with Snorlax for 230 damage. He did not have access to any sort of countermeasures, obviously, because he was ahead in prizes. It was 4-2. He did not get Boss because he played Iono. So now we have to take 4 prizes in a single turn. We have to take 4 prizes in a single turn, and we can do it. We put Mew to the active slot. We have access to creating our own damage counters, so we just go ahead and put 60 damage onto Gardevoir. We Munkidori that 60 damage over to Hop Zacian and knock out the benched Hop Zacian. Because you want to sequence this very specifically. You play the Counter Catcher first, normally. We have the luxury of them being at a single prize card, and even if we took 2 prizes, we're still behind them in prizes, so we can still use the Counter Catcher. So we go ahead, we Adrenabrain twice, knock out the benched Hop Zacian, we Counter Catch up the second Hop Zacian, and that is all she wrote. Mew is going to Genome Hacking, Brave Slash for 240, even with the 30 damage on it, because we were just out of range for Gardevoir to knock this out, but Mew is definitely within range to use its own move against it. Brave Slash knocks out the Zacian to complete the 4 prize turn and game. Insane. That was a very nasty tightrope to walk. We kind of put ourselves in a very bad situation for that, but I will take it. I will take it all day long. We ended up picking that lock, even through the horrific misplays that we had in it. Pretty solid. Beating one of the better players in the game that's prominent in the game here, playing Hop Zacian. We actually don't really have a difficult time into Hop Zacian with Gardevoir normally. I mean, if you can survive the early Insta Strike, as we barely did at the very, very beginning, we absolutely lucked out by getting Secret Box to get us that combination that we needed there. Also, we could have actually gotten there with Brock Scouting, but Brock Scouting was prized. So Secret Box, instead of grabbing Arven, because I think we needed Arven, right? Because we needed the Ultra Ball. Yeah, we needed the Ultra Ball too. So never mind. No, we wouldn't have needed the Ultra Ball if we had Brock's. So we could have preserved our hand a little bit more if we had Brock Scouting, but Brock Scouting was prized. So instead of grabbing Arven, we grab Brock's Rare Candy. That's just an instant Gardevoir. And then we grab our 2 things, and we don't have to use Ultra Ball to waste TM Evo and Vengeful Punch. We could have actually had Vengeful Punch for later on in the game, but because Brock's was prized until the very end of the game, we didn't have access to it. So that's why Brock's is normally in this deck, is you just add water. Instant Gardevoir, just add water. Just add Brock's. Brock's Rare Candy gets you Gardevoir, but we didn't get there because it was in the prizes. And we had to use Arven, but we got there. So crazy game. Definitely got out damaged, but doesn't matter when you take 4 prizes to finish it off. Let's go. All 6 prizes taken. That is a GG. Holy cow.